Yeah, longtime West Virginia Senator Joe Manchin announced he is not seeking re-election. It's a move that could turn West Virginia completely red and in turn make it difficult for Democrats to keep their Senate majority next year. Manchin was sworn into office more than a decade ago. Let's go ahead and bring in Queen City News Chief Legal Analyst Khalif Rose. Now, Khalif, politicians decide they're not going to run for re-election all the time, but why is this so significant?
I mean, you got a lot of numbers that you can look at. 51 to 49 is probably the first number that I'd look at because that's the slim majority that the Democrats have that in the Senate. And so 8 seats are going to be up for grabs coming up, and you didn't want to lose one like West Virginia, where it will be hard for Democrats to go back and win there. Trump carried that state by almost 70%, and so it would be extremely unlikely for any other Democrat except for Joe Manchin to win that seat. And so now that slim majority is looking even slimmer. Other states like Virginia, Montana, Ohio, Michigan, Nevada, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin, 8 total states where they're going to be fighting for their lives as Democrats to keep control, and he's just kind of handing it away right now. And if you're on the Democratic side, you're confused.
Yeah, Democrats certainly calling him a traitor in some ways because he hasn't voted with them over the last few years, and him leaving now, also suggesting they might make a presidential run on the independent side, which would siphon off some voters more likely from the Democrats.
So on 2 parts, to him and that Mitt Romney split ticket that they're trying to go after, that's what folks are thinking that's going to put out there. There's a party that's already pushing him and Mitt to come together as his third-party ticket. It will be extremely hard statistically for any third-party candidate to put a dent in a Democratic or Republican candidate. So that, I think, is a non-issue. What I think is problematic is what you mentioned in terms of his non-support of the Democratic Party, because if you're looking at it, it's kind of a catch-22. If you're a Democrat, you're happy that he's not going to be there to kind of stand in the way to stop progress in terms of climate control and other issues. But if you're a Democrat, you're always sad because now you're missing his needed number of votes in that state that you could count on before that you're not going to get.
Also, who goes up for that seat then, do you think?
I mean, anybody that puts a D next to their name is going to lose. That's what I can say. Statistically, it would take a miracle. I mean, they didn't support President Obama. President Trump carried that handedly. And so any Republican, I listened to what the Republican Party lead in the state said. He said, we like our chances for this upcoming race. And they haven't said that for the last few years that Joe Manchin's had that seat.
He was a unicorn in West Virginia.
He was. I mean, but think about it. He was the former governor of the state. He ran because he didn't want to be in politics. He was someone that said, I ran for this seat to challenge my dad. I had a politician that came to my city and said that you guys owe me for the things that I've done. And he said, well, I think you flipped that on your head. I think you owe us. You work for the people. And he said that's the only reason that he even went to Washington, to make sure that he could remember the work for the people. He felt like his time is done now, and I've done the work that I needed to do. But the Democrats would have liked him to do it maybe for at least one more term so that they wouldn't be fighting for their lives statistically in the Senate.
Yeah, and there's big implications, of course, because we're about to turn the calendar into 2024 here. So
2024 has a lot up for grabs, and this has complicated the entire landscape.
All right, so we shall see. Khalif, thank you.